Hi there, how's it going? I'm Mario and welcome to a Minecraft mob tier list. I didn't plan on making this, alright? So don't judge. Judge too bad. Yeah, so this is a bit of an emergency video because I am horribly behind schedule on a lot of things, so let's just hop into it. I'm gonna rate everything off of design, what they drop, and how difficult they are, I guess. Starting with the creeper. I mean, the creeper is iconic as far as designs go. It's not really anything. Personally, I think it needs a texture change. This is a terrible image too. Look at this. Look at this. Great job on the tier list person who made this. You're doing wonderfully. I don't mean to make fun, but it is iconic. Design-wise, I do think it needs a texture change, especially now that we have moss. Why does it not have a more mossy texture? I do think it needs an update. I want biome variant creepers. They're supposed to be like stealth creatures that explode when they get near you. Why are they not like that? They're so easy to spot in 90% of biomes. I do think they need an update, but the drop, they're not difficult. As long as you have like knockback, you can deal with them without any issues. Their drops are absolutely S tier though. They're one of the few things that actually drop gunpowder, which is a necessary item once you get an elytra. I would put them B because just for the drop alone. They have a couple things weighing against them, but the pigs, like, kind of iconic, very derpy, easy to fight. They're passive mobs, so I would honestly put them in like B or C. They have like pork chops are a good drop. They're good food. Skeletons, one of the more difficult enemies in the game, at least for me. It's one of the few things that have actually gotten a texture update over the last little bit. I do fairly difficult, okay design. Honestly, I think they're A tier because bones are a phenomenal item in this game. Oh god, spiders. I've recently come to despise spiders. So D tier. I hate these things. I really do. They're annoying to fight. They're not particularly difficult, but and they only drop one or two useful thing, like one useful thing. So I just don't like them that much. I would put them in D. And those eyes. Sheep. They're not horrible. They're the definition of mid. They just kind of exist. Wool is kind of a if you need it thing. And mutton's not a great source of food, so screw it. Zombies. Zombies are another one that's pretty iconic. For being real, green and cyan are a terrible color palette. Like, oh my god. I know they're just Steve colored, but as far as they don't have good drops, like they're another C, honestly. You could honestly lower them. We need more zombie variants, actually. We do have quite a few already, though. Chickens are more useful than sheep, like feathers, eggs, and even their food is decent. I don't think they're the most useful thing. I wouldn't put them further than a pig. All right, cows. Cows are an A tier. Cows are a legitimate A tier. Good drops, they're not difficult, but that doesn't really matter for a passive mob now, does it? But leather, super useful. Milk, super useful in the game. Steak's also a good source of food, so could they be the first S tier, actually? I think they are. They're like, honestly, for me especially, they're such a necessity. Ghast are irritating to fight. They really are. I do not like them. Ghast tier are okay items, but they do drop gunpowder, so for that, they have to go a little bit higher. I think they're another, like, iconic mob from the game, though. I think they have to go in B. They're a great thing to farm to make end crystals. And for that alone, I would be willing to put them in B as well. Slimes are okay. They're very okay. I would put them in like D. Slime blocks, super useful for redstone and stuff like that, but they're annoying, not only annoying to find, annoying to fight. I think they need to be any higher than D. I do like them more aesthetically, actually. I do think they're one of the best mob designs in the game. The zombie piglins, there is really no need for these to exist outside of gold farms, really? So let's they don't have good drops. They're not, although if you hit one in the nether, you're screwed because they will all come after you. see putting it in D. Cave spiders, not any different. Actually F, because they're more annoying. They're more annoying than normal spiders. Endermen, great source of XP. They're a phenomenal farm, actually. Ender pearls are useful. I think an A, honestly. Why is this one scaled correctly and the rest aren't? The further we go in this, the more questions I have. Silverfish are another F, because they're just fucking annoying. They don't even drop anything. Squids, like C. You only need them like once or twice. Actually, oh god, they're not they're pretty much F. They're not, they're kind of an afterthought mob at this point, honestly. They could really use an update. I think we need a food update. And yes, I do think that should be food. Because there's so many mobs in games that don't drop enough food. We don't have enough food, we don't have enough things to make with food, and it would be really nice to have the ability to put potion effects on certain foods, or even buff potion effects. But the squid as it is now is kind of F tier. You only need it for black dye and ink sacks, that's it. That's literally the only reason they exist. The dogs, especially with recent updates, are S tier, and I will no shit, I don't need to explain myself. They don't drop anything. Which, why would you be killing a dog anyway? The blazes, see, you need them for the game. They're super useful, but they're kind of irritating. They're not that bad. They're mid at best. All right, controversial opinion. I don't like the end dragon that much. I really don't. It's fun the first couple times you do it, but after you've played it several times, it gets a little dull. Maybe C, maybe I can go down to D as well. It does get old. It is fun. I wish you can redo it basically as many times as you want to, but it does get kind of old. I think D. I think D is where I would put it. The only thing it drops is experience too. And it's the thing you have to do to finish all the achievements. Magma cubes. What even? I think they go with the slimes. They're basically just reskinned slimes anyway. The mushrooms. Mushrooms also go in S. You get steak, you get mushrooms and mushroom stew. They're a really good source of food, honestly. They're a source of food that you don't have to work for. Snow golems are pretty pointless. I don't see why you need to make one ever. I guess they can be useful. They're useful in very, very niche situations. I would put them in F. They're iconic as far as design goes, but that's about it. The villagers. Oh god. For moving them? Actually, they've gotten really easy to move now. The boat, the lead boats and everything. God, it's either A, I think A. They are annoying to deal with, like getting the trades you need can take forever. But once you get, God, they can't be put any lower than S, can they? No. Okay, I love cats in Minecraft. I do. But I'm gonna put them in B. And I'm a cat person, personally. But there is no real use for them in game. They bring you random items, and that's about it. Design-wise, they're fine. I like things with variant skins on them. For that, I will put them in B. But I can't really justify putting them any higher, can I? Iron Golem. A or S, I can see both. They're kind of meh on their own, but as a farm, they're one of the best farms of the game. Iron is used in so many recipes and so many different things. They're just way too useful. Ocelot's F. Like, what even do they do? Same with bats. They also don't do anything. I don't like ambient mobs that much, personally. Sure, not everything needs to drop an item, but it'd be nice if everything did. I'll put bats in D, just because they have gotten overall recently, and they do look a lot better. Witches. Witches, they have gotten buffed recently, so I would honestly be... I haven't built a witch farm in the new update, so I don't know if the drop rate for redstone and the various other items, really you're just doing it for redstone, are that much better, but they're pretty interesting game. They're relatively difficult. I like the potions that they throw and everything, but I do wish they had a little bit more complicated, like pathfinding and stuff. It'd be nice if they did what they did in raids for just random enemies that spawn, or have them spawn with zombie raids too. That would be kind of nice. The Wither, kind of annoying to fight actually. It does blow everything up in its path. There's a billion ways to cheat it, and I've never fought it legitimately. But I do have more fun with it than I do the Ender Dragon, and it's way more fun. I definitely will put it higher than the Ender Dragon. B, because it does have a really good drop. I mean, beacons are phenomenal. I cannot wait till we get beacons again in my playthrough currently. With their skeletons, I like them conceptually. They're more difficult than skeletons. They have that withering effect. They're not common though. You only find them in nether fortresses. They do have needed items. They're a good source of coal and bones. So A tier is fine with me. Zombie villager, slightly higher than a zombie, just because of the whole trading mechanic with them. Although I think they're nerfing that in more upcoming updates, which I hate, by the way. Design wise, I actually like them better than the normal zombie. They don't really drop anything, so just for that, I'll put them a little higher. The donkey is more useful than you think. Personally, I don't really use the like mountable mobs often, so all of them will probably funnel into the same one. Still though, they're kind of a cross between a horse and a llama. You can get them carry. You can use them as extra inventory space, so they are fairly useful. Horses are fine. They do drop leather, as morbid as that is. I would put them in B. The mule goes with the donkey. Fairly useful, relatively useful at least. Skeleton horses look cooler, but they go in D. They're not really useful. And this one isn't even in the game properly. I believe you have to actually use commands and cheat, or they're still in the code in some way. I've never actually used them in game, so I'm not even going to rate them. The same with the Guardian and I forget what the other one's called. I've never went to an ocean monument, so I actually don't know how difficult or even anything about them. The drops are good though. Prismarine is a great looking block. The Endermite is fucking annoying, and I hate this thing. Doesn't even drop anything. It's just a random spawn. It's the most infuriating thing in the game. Rabbits are another C tier one. They have good food in the form of rabbit stew, but that's it. Literally it. They're okay design. They're kind of cute. They're old school Minecraft. They haven't updated the textures. They really should on some of these actually. Make them more consistent with the direction that the game has taken. Shulker boxes, no, that's really the only need for them. Annoying to fight. Extremely annoying to fight. Time consuming too. You have to hunt down a whole city. Good drops though, like absolutely incredible drops. For the shulker shells alone, I will be willing to put it in ape, no further. Husk, you never really see them. Unless you're in a desert. I'll put them exactly the same with zombies. Polar bears. I forgot these are even in the game. I'll put them in D. They drop fish. And they're passive mobs, so the snow variant of the skeletons, I don't remember what they're called. They're fine. They're just kind of skeletons. I would honestly, you know what? All the skeletons go in A. They're just for bone drops alone. They are useful and they all drop different things. So you could realistically make a farm for each of them and have use for it. Honestly, I think this one is the worst one. So I'm going to drop it to B. Even could go down to C, but evokers, I believe they're fun. They're difficult. They have great loot. A tier? The totem of them dying so useful, honestly. I would be willing to put them in S. They are annoying to fight. They are kind of fun too. Also, when we get magic in Minecraft, really? Mojang? Huh? When? Llama doesn't really drop anything. I think it drops leather, maybe. They're kind of, they're meh. We're gonna put both in there. Vex, I hate these things. I hate them. They're annoying. They go through walls. You can't. They're so tiny that you can barely hit them. I don't remember what the name is, but the pillagers or something. Okay, drops. They drop emeralds. They're not the main thing with raids though. They're pretty fun to fight though. I wish they spawned at the Illager Towers. I would put them in C. They're not that interesting. Okay, parrots, have you ever seen the dance? That's a feature of the game. And I love multiple skins on mobs. S tier for being cute. That's it. God, they're not that interesting design-wise. The food they give you is not that good. Some D. Dolphins are cool looking, but they don't really do much. Same. The buff they give you is useful for like the 5 blocks around them that it's actually active for. That's it. Drowned, probably the highest ranking zombie on this list, honestly. For the trident alone, it has to be A tier. Then they give you copper. Copper's so much more useful now. Honestly, it's worth turning a zombie spawner into a drowned farm just for the copper alone. Phantoms, we all know where this one's going. It's the worst thing ever added in Minecraft, and I'll die in this hill. It looks okay. It looks pretty cool. It just sucks. It needs an overhaul, a massive overhaul. Pufferfish, decent drop. I'll put them in C, but they don't really do. Actually, they're very useful in traps. I forgot about that. Ooh, A tier then. Salmon, they're better than cod. I'm just gonna put the fish all in. I'm putting all the fish in C and D. None of them really stand out more than the other. I do like the turtle. His drops are okay. Okay, I am biased here, so I'm just gonna put the fox in B tier, and we're gonna move on. It's cute. It holds onto an item. Not really much else it does though. Pandas. You can make. They do have some interesting drops. They do drop slime very occasionally. They're kind of rare. They have some variations too. I'm good with B. The illagers I actually find a little annoying, to be honest. I have to deal with them all the time, especially in my current world where I'm right next to a tower. The drops are kind of good. The drops are okay. They've gotten better now that the ominous straws are out and everything. And no, that's too high. C. They would be in D if not for the recent changes. B for the Ravengers. Great source of saddles. Not much else, but the design's kind of okay though. I would dock it for the design. I don't really like it that much personally. It's just a little doofy looking. It's a little muppety. Hate wandering traders. Design wise, great. I actually do really like them. I wish normal villagers actually looked like this. For the design, I'll bump it up to D, but I do not like them. We all know bees are S tier. Let's be real. Honey is an incredibly useful block, and all of its drops are good. And plus, they're just cute, man. Then they will attack you if you accidentally hurt them, which more mobs like that. All passive mobs should also try to defend themselves, God. There's not enough things to actually do damage in this game, to be honest. Hoglins. I would put them in the same thing as pigs. They are actually, yeah, for the design. The design is cool, at least. They are a bit annoying. Piglins and piglin brutes, they're pretty useful for trading and whatnot. Easy way to get into pearls too. So, A tier, I wouldn't put them in S. Driders, they're D. They don't drop anything. They're not that useful. Outside of achievements, you don't really ever need to interact with one. Zoglin? What the hell are these things called? It's a worse Zoglin. So I'm gonna put it in D. No, F. There's no reason for them to exist. They just kind of do. Axolotls are S tier, and I don't need to explain that. Look at them. Look at this little man. Glow squid. Where's the normal squid at? Because it goes a step higher. I like the goat. It just doesn't do that much. It has some interesting drops. So I'll put it in B. Good design too. I do like it. I just wish it dropped food. Mojang, really? Ally, they seemed very promising when they first came out. Like, they can be used in storage systems, and that's usually where they're assigned to. I've had them before. They're kind of a bit annoying. I like the design too. I think a B. I think B. They are kind of useful. They're just kind of okay. The frogs can... Frog lights are really nice blocks. They really are. They're a pain in the butt to get though. And I do like the design. So A tier for me, personally. The Warden. Okay, I actually love the Warden. I love everything from its designs to its mechanics. I like that it's a boss that you really don't fight. That's really interesting. The ancient cities would not be as fun to go into if it wasn't for this thing. For me, it's an S. They don't really drop anything interesting. You're not really meant to fight them. The camel. I've never interacted with a camel, so I really can't even say anything. They're extremely rare. They have some interesting things, but I don't really have much of an opinion on it since I haven't spent any time with it. Aesthetically, I love the sniffer. It does have some use. It does have some unique drops that are exclusive to it. I think it's adorable, personally. But it's not like I need to go finish this. Like, I need to go get one of these right now. It's not one of those things. The armadillo. I love the armadillo. Also, since they have some uses. I'm sure they have some uses in farms, especially spider farms. I like the design, so I'm going to put them in A. Also, Dillo Ball will be the sport to take over the world. I swear it will. You think I'm joking? I definitely am. The breeze. I like the breeze. I do. I have more fun with it. I would put it higher than the blaze, honestly, but not that much higher. Aesthetically, it's pretty cool. It's fun. It's a very engaging enemy, and its drops are great. So, honestly, actually, it could go into A. It's not the most fun enemy or the most difficult. But it is pretty nice. All right, but that's gonna do it for this one. That was a fun one. Anything I would change before we end this? Skeleton horses need to go up one. Same with the dragon. Like, the D tier is kind of just the mediocre tier. I feel like everything needs a bump from there. Still rate the dragon better than I would anything else. Maybe even the slime goes up once. I honestly just think that the magma cube has a worse slime, honestly. But the rest of it I'm pretty happy with. But I'm gonna leave this one here. If you like this one, here's a couple more videos you might like. But like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube nonsense, and I really appreciate you watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.